Well, we are live. Good morning, Mr. Charlie. How you doing?
Morning, Tom.
Yeah. How's weather?
Beautiful. We've had a stretch of 70s and maybe stretches into the 80s. Slight breeze off the lake. No rain.
Yeah, rub it in.
It's
Yeah, just keep
been
rubbing it in. Yeah.
ideal weather.
Oh, I got a delay here. Yeah, keep rubbing it in. That's good. Well, like I said before, we hit 88 the other morning. Went, holy moly, this is a cold front coming through. But and it's like that out here.
There's in our building, we face pretty much east. So sun comes up, and then once it goes over the building, so in the morning, the front we have a balcony to sit out and see the lake and see the city. It's hot. I mean, it's just boiling hot. And then as soon as the sun goes over the backside of the building, if you have the windows open, it feels like the air conditioning is on. The cool air just comes in and literally feels like an air conditioner. And you go out back and it's hot as hell.
Yeah. Talking to people that been living here all their lives, they said, this is hot. This is really, really hot. But man, what are you going to do? We're in the desert, so I mean, you can't bitch about it too much.
Right.
But things out here, I've never seen it like that. Before you would have a season, you would gradually get into the fall, and not here. It's a light switch. So it went from the fall 50s and 60s to 100. Boom, just like that. Poor Marie, all her plants have died. I mean, all the pepper plants and stuff like that. So I told her next year what we're going to do. When we plant them, I'm going to plant them with butter. I'm going to put a stick of butter on each plant. This way, when the peppers cook, they're marinated in butter. I'm going to have a nice taste.
I was thinking, well, I've never heard this one before. Sounds great.
Joking around the whole bit. So, it's been a while since we chatted. I've been watching your interviews and stuff. Very interesting people, Charlie. I mean, my whole thing is how you get a hold of these people and what they do. Is some of them are extraordinary. I mean, just really, you stop and think and you look at it. Wow, the lady with the I can't remember her name, but she was talking about with the diapers and stuff. You don't think of that kind of stuff. That's
Megan Johnson.
Yeah, that's the stuff you don't think about. That people are struggling with that because it's so damn expensive.
Well, and the interesting thing about her and a lot of the people that we talk to is that she was just a mom. She was a stay-at-home mom, and she went to a meeting of other moms, and they started talking about the need for diapers because people couldn't afford them. She says, "Well, let's just go to there's a diaper bank here, I'm sure," and there wasn't. So she decided she was going to do something about it. And she not only did she get involved, she got Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's the big NBA star here, and his wife, or actually his girlfriend, but soon to be wife, as the spokespeople. And they have little kids. They were more than happy to get involved. So here's a stay-at-home mom, just kind of mind their own business, and she decides, I got to do something to help in the community, and that's what she did.
Yeah. So. I always wanted to ask you: has anybody ever come up with some kind of food that they wanted to cook that you said, I don't know about that?
Well, we talk obviously ahead of time, and sometimes, like one guy who's a friend of mine wanted to make lasagna. I said, "Nah, Randy, we're not making lasagna." Why? It's really good. I'm sure it is, but it doesn't fit at a half-hour cooking show. There's just no way to do that. I mean, it'll take half an hour, 45 minutes to cook it after you've put it together. So no. So you have to talk them back from wanting to do something elaborate, because with my channel and with most of the stuff that you do, except our international collabs, it's how people cook. Most people, 90% of the people in the world, they go to the grocery store, they try to get some economical. They want to put something tasty on the table. They want to prepare it in a short amount of time, hopefully a half hour less, and then, get on with their day on a Tuesday night. I mean, that's how I want the people who are guests to think about the things for preparing. Something that's easy, something that's tasty, something that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, something you can get at the local grocery store. And that's, for the most part, what we've done.
Now, what I've been doing lately is, I was having trouble getting my stuff out there. Let's put it that way, with the other channel, and all of a sudden, bang! It just took off. But listening to different groups that are within YouTube. Now, I was invited into like a chat type of thing to find out, and YouTube was listening naturally, and just to talk about our ideas as coming from creators. Okay. And something interesting popped up to me, and it made a lot of sense. On this channel here, I put out a survey on the thing. I don't know how many people show up for that kind of stuff. But how do you watch your videos? How do you watch somebody else on YouTube? Do you watch it on your phone? Do you watch it on your PC or on a large screen TV? Okay. So now it came to my attention that the new CEO of YouTube, is looking to expand. In other words, he wants to get away from looking on the vertical side of videos, okay, which to me is a pain in the ass to do, and it looks kind of crazy to begin with. But he wants to go into a long form type of video. So in other words, what he's saying is more and more people are watching our videos on a large screen TV. Hello, Nancy, how you doing? And he was looking for a longer viewing time. In other words, like he was sitting down and watching a show, is basically what he's talking about.
Right.
So thinking about that, and I said, wonder how that would work with the ads and what ads they want to put into it. And it all boils down to, on their side of it, is more money, no matter how you add it up. So, but I thought it was a pretty good idea. And that's why I put it out. And most people that came back said that they do watch on large screen TV. They'll, like on
most people our age can't see the phone, so we have to get something bigger screen.
Declare. Hey, right. Like my dad used to tell me with the antenna, go over in that corner and stand there with that antennas. Watch the whole bit. So I mean, I'm trying to move it that way. I'm going to, you got me involved. Not invite you got me involved, but took your idea of it as far as podcasts. Putting up a podcast, and I think that's an important way to go. I'm doing my podcast based on the keto channel, based on my journey, what happened, how I fell off, and everything else like that. And what I'm doing, as I said, I feel like I'm talking to a guy or a woman who's just starting doing keto. So each week is a different problem that you're going to come across with. And so far, it's pretty good response. So that's like another notch to my belt of doing stuff.
I've enjoyed listening to them, and there is a place for what I will generically call self-help, because people are always, how do I find X? You Google it, and then something comes up. So you want to find something that fits what it is that you're looking for. And I want to start keto. How do you get started? How do you blah, blah, and then that's where you get into the use of keywords. That's where you get into the use of the platform. That's where you get into the use of graphics and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I enjoy having you up here because me and you are basically on the same page as far as, chatting about foods and stuff that we like and everything else like that. This channel here, I'm going to get into a little bit more. I feel like I'm rushing through everything when I'm preparing something real fast, chopping it, or cutting something.
Talking about the cooking video, not the actual podcast when you're talking.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Just actual video. I don't know how a live podcast would work. I think it would be too crazy. Trying to keep up with in the chat and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think we know situations like that probably
don't work.
Not working the way that they want them to. People have asked me, why don't you do this live? I said, it doesn't work. And because we edit everything. Yeah. If you make a mistake, you drop something, that's not good TV. It's not good anything. So I'd rather make it more concise. And and people said, well, you should. I've been approached a couple times. People said, well, what about doing a show on PBS? I said, this really doesn't translate to that. It's it just doesn't.
I had this shot out here to do that, and I blew my knee out, and that went away. Obviously, because it was playing with a guy in a band who was a professor out at UNLV in music, and he said they have the educational studio where they do videos and stuff like that, but the students run it,
right?
Type of thing. And I was supposed to go down and meet up. He gave me a name of somebody. I like these guys who set you up with somebody and then run away from you, and you got to carry the ball. But I chatted with the guy and the whole bit and was to go down and to do it. And I don't know how that would be, received. Maybe the Sunday dinner chef might have been all right, but I don't know how it went with the keto end of it.
Well, it's hard. The live part doesn't allow for mistakes. It doesn't allow for condensing the time frame that your work. Because it's nice if everything fit into a 30-minute block and you just transfer it from here to here. But that's not reality. And when I'm talking to somebody, I'm going to let it flow. I'm not going to say, okay, well now we got to go, and then I'll edit it later. And then I'd say your food shows, they are tight. You get in, the one you just did, the $26 chop, or the whatever it was, 26 pound.
Yeah.
And you cut it up and you put it into different things, you made different meals, so that you can't really show you chopping the thing up, and then putting it in the freezer bags, and then getting the air out, and then it just doesn't work.
A lot of people were talking about with series. See, with your stuff, with the community leaders and stuff like that, that's to me is intriguing. Okay, and then to see them on the other side of them, like let their hair down a little bit. Okay, let's do this and let's do that. I never forget. We were talking about the other day. Summertime. I started the keto channel in November. Okay. And just getting ready. Now I'm getting my lost weight. I'm feeling good. No, I'm really gung ho with this whole thing. So we would go up to the pool in the morning. Okay. And I'm not, hey, how you doing? Swimming around in the pool, chit chatting about, I feel like it's, one lady says to me, have you been into the hot tub? I said, no, that's like an old people's crock pot. There ain't no way in hell I'm going in that thing. But then I would run out of stuff to say, to people. Hello, how you doing? I come over here and I'm going home. I'll start cooking. I had the cameras set up, the lights, the whole bit. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I'm going through the whole routine, and all of a sudden, through the door swings wide open. I'm home. And I mean, and then you get flustered with it, and then try to edit everything, But it's a learning curve, and the more somebody says to me, well, you do a lot of videos and this and that. Well, yeah, that's what I'm here for. I mean, that's what I want to do. That's, either that or be downtown in on the strip gambling, playing one-eyed jacks or something, Well,
I have to laugh because a woman who was on a couple weeks ago, was Ellen Shupper is her name. She's with ABC after breast cancer diagnosis.
Yep.
And she brought her son along. And so one of the things I've learned by doing this is to just be nonplussed about everything. You just go, kind of shrug and, with it. Say, what about are we using the red pepper flakes? Oh yeah. And then they put it. So we finished. She made a zucchini shrimp or zucchini boat bruschetta with it. So her son is the guest taste tester. And that halfway through, they both just start laughing. And I'm looking at her and I just keep eating.
I say,
and they're laughing, and I'm going, I don't know what, I said, well, I guess the food's pretty funny. And just take another bite and just.
I looked at you tapped the young man on the shoulder.
Yeah.
That was funny as hell. I mean, the best one of all was when I lost my camera to this soup, to the chicken soup. Okay, my camera went swimming.
Is that one of the 4 that you had to get the same one?
No, now, hey, listen to this one. Now, the camera that I use now, finally, I thought they went out of business because every time I broke a camera, now they wouldn't answer me no more. But they sent me an
Bankrupted
email.
them.
Yeah, they sent me 4 cameras. The last camera they sent me was top of the line. Okay, so I'm looking, and all of a sudden I see them pop up. This company where I bought the cameras from, they are the inventors. They're makers of what is it? The Ring.
Oh yeah, for the internet, for this social media.
No. The Ring
the
for
Ring camera.
The ring bell. Yeah,
I got you.
Whatever
Okay.
it is. That's who invented that one. Well, they sent me an email, want to know would I be interested in being an affiliate. Well, I said, well, yeah, we'll send me a camera. they must have got their senses and turned around and said, we did. I said, no, that was for your warranty, not to become a like that. So I mean, it's starting to come around. But if I can only get a beef packing company, you know what I mean, that would be the difference. But we I'm trying to calm it down a little bit as far as especially on the keto show, you know, the keto side of it. Sticking to my guns. I'm doing everything as far as how I do it clean. You know, nothing from a box and all that other nonsense. And the response I'm getting is from a different group of people now. Different group of people who do have type 2 diabetes, who are in a little bit of trouble. And I'm just, all I'm trying to do is I'm not telling them I know how to cure anybody. That's not the point.
Right.
The point is that I eat clean and I cook clean. So what happened to me was, after all said and done, we get done playing at night, okay, and we wind up going to another casino. And first time out, I had a burger wrapped in lettuce, and then after a while, I said, "This is bullshit. Let me have a regular burger and fries and a whole bit." And I could start feeling, I started gaining a little bit of weight back, and it's just that one time I'll get back on a horse on Monday. Well, the horse wasn't there on Monday, so it just kept going on and on and on. And then keeping up with the Sunday dinner chef type of stuff, what I was making also like that, I'll just have a little bit, okay? So that sort of threw a little bit of a monkey wrench into what I was doing with this platform as far as making Sunday dinners. So had a couple people say, well, I know you do the keto, and so you're not showing side dishes and stuff like that when you make the Sunday dinner show. So if you start chasing them rabbit holes, you can get yourself, you can get yourself in a little bit of trouble with your channel. Anyway, I had to reset. I mean, I had to go hardcore, just meat, and finally I'm getting myself back to snuff again as far as what I'm eating. So the one collab we did for 4th of July, okay, I made the hot dogs, I made the rippers. Right. Okay, so you see me take the hot dog, and you see it come out of the camera way, and I went over like this, and Marie took a bite of it. And then I put it back down again. All right. So, not to have the bread part. So anything that I make now, if I make, with potatoes and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with Marie. Marie is on no medication.
Go back and watch that. I got to go.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Marie. She takes no medication. She's, fit as a fiddle. So she can have that stuff. So what I'm doing now is I'm leaning a little bit more into, making that kind of stuff that she can have. And I just limit myself to it. So, there's ways around it. But, hey, if I don't take care of myself, I have no option to make another video,
Right.
But so I don't know. I don't know if you want to talk about your heading out on vacation, but.
Yeah, we're headed out to Italy. Going for about 6 weeks, leaving next Saturday. Going for 2 weeks in a little seaside town called Viareggio, which is on it's the Mediterranean in Tuscany. I was at an Italian restaurant last night with a buddy, and the owner and is Italian, speaks Italian. So I was practicing a little Italian on them, and they were talking about Viareggio as the premier beach town in Italy. I'm thinking,
okay.
I just been there before. I know it's a nice little place. So it's apparently a very nice resort. And then we're going to spend 4 weeks in Lucca, which is a walled city in Tuscany. And then I've got a couple of, my son is coming over. My youngest son is coming over for about 10 days. We're going to go to Pompeii. We get a bunch of excursions. And I'm trying to get either, I can't get, well, I thought I could get a restaurateur in Lucca, of which inside the walled city, there's probably 15 to 20 restaurants.
Right.
So I sent an email to all of them that I could find, and in Italian, explaining what I wanted to do. I'd like to come in. I'd like to cook with you, prep work, watch you work, and I never heard back from anybody. So then I have a friend, actually a good friend of my Italian teacher, who lives in Lucca. Okay. And I wrote her, said what I wanted to do. She asked around, and it turned out that they want to be paid.
Oh.
I said, how will they be compensated? I said, compensated?
Yeah, they're going on YouTube.
I said, all they want to do is go, cook for a little bit and, maybe give them a little publicity and stuff. So I haven't heard back from that. I might have there's a private chef option in Viareggio, so I may do that and then cook with that chef. But that was my big dream, to say, I'm going to go to Italy, I'm going to cook with the chef, and then not happening.
My brother went years ago, and he had said that they signed up to go to a home, right. and I guess you pay for the groceries or whatever, and either the woman or somebody else would cook for you and stuff like that. He said it was okay. He said, but very awkward. He said to bathroom situations and stuff like that. And
if you don't speak, most of them speak some English and mostly Italian. So if you don't speak any Italian, you're a little bit of a disadvantage. You miss some of the nuance and some of the because people who speak a little bit of English don't understand sarcasm. They don't understand nuance of what you're saying.
Right.
But there's a whole industry in Italy. It's called Cesarina, where it's home chefs. You go to the market. It's a combination cooking class and eating. It's a real Italian experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's all. I encourage anyone who goes to Italy to do that, because it's certainly worth it.
The whole idea of and a different guaranteed different, totally different from what everybody in the U.S. knows about Italian food from over there. It's the ingredients, it's so much better. I mean, so much, even with the pastas and stuff. I watched the series not too long ago. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was going around to different
Stanley Tucci.
No, I watch him too, but it was somebody else. I can't remember his name right now.
Okay.
But he was going around, and he actually went into a processing place in Italy. I'm not really sure where it was, but they were making the pastas. Okay. And they set up a big deal for them to sit down at the table, and they're going to try all the different types of pasta and stuff like that. And he went like this. It's not good. I don't like it. It don't taste good. And you don't see everybody looking around, whoa, 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 like that. But then he went to this one place where the ladies in the neighborhood, okay, they would, one special day, whatever it was, they would all sit around, and they would start rolling their little pastas, making it different ways and stuff like that. That to me was very interesting. Plus, when he ate it, he said, "This is fantastic. I mean, this is much better than the other place." The owner of the place that was making the homemade, making the pasta, big dude, boy, he was a big guy. I was going to tell him, give me his name. I'll send him some keto stuff. But he got like totally like wiped out, offended, like, whoa. The guy said, "I speak truth. I don't, this is not good. I don't like it. It doesn't taste like here from Italy." This is something you would get like in the States. He said around the world. I said, wow, you talk about taking a chance. Holy crap! You get that. Not
So
gonna
that
do it.
was this just a factory, or it was a store, or it was a
It was a storefront, but in the back they had people working making. I'm going to try to find it and
so they were making the fresh pasta there and selling it out of the front.
right.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
they said different ingredients that they were putting into it for to stabilize it and keep it longer.
Ah.
That was the difference on it, rather than making the pizza. See what's on my friggin' mind? Making the pastas, okay, drying them and then cooking them right away.
Right.
Okay. That he said this was the difference of the stuff that was holding, because they had a whole storefront of every kind of pasta you can make.
Huh. I wouldn't think about that, because most of the fresh pasta places you go to, there's nothing in it except for flour, eggs, and water, or whatever they're putting. There's no preservatives. There's just fresh ingredients.
Do you know of well, I can't remember the name of the stuff. It's the pasta that they wrap around the little they have like a little metal rod, like almost like a round skewer type of thing, and it almost looks like regular spaghetti, but the lady rolls it out and pulls it off. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm kind of excited that you're going, because that's the motherland.
It is.
And I know you're looking forward to it. So I mean, to kick back and just to take it all in.
Yeah, it's a dream of my wife's to live in Europe for an extended period of time, and so 6 weeks is probably about right. I mean, you can only actually go on a tourist visa for 90 days,
Okay.
and then within the EU. So we started thinking, we can just go 6 months or 9 months, and they said, no, you can't do that. And I said, well, now if you think about it, and you just can't go to a country, and like, if people just can't come to the United States and get a visa, and so I'll be here for 6 months, 9 months. Said, no, that's not how it works. So
Yeah.
But we'll have, there's a lot of different places. Both places are on a train line, so we'll take the train to Bologna. We'll go to Genoa. We'll go to Cinque Terre. I've been to all the big cities, Florence and Rome.
Yeah.
They're touristy places for the most part. So I want to be in second-tier cities, and have a little more of an Italian experience, as opposed to, walking through a piazza and then the menu is all in English, and they're sitting out there saying, come on in. I said, nah, yeah, I'm good.
That's just like here where I'm at,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched a guy who travels around Vegas here and up and down the Strip.
Laughing Lion.
No, I watched him because you had told me about him.
Yeah.
There's two people that I watch, and one's a little Chinese guy he's a medic he was from back east in New York, and he has a couple channels, and one he says, I do not have a gambling problem, and you see him at the tables. Okay, but he goes around and he does all these different stuff. But there's another guy who's a little bit more serious about it, and they were asking questions about the golden steer and all that stuff like that. It's all overpriced. It's good food, but it's still way overpriced. You know what I mean? For locals. Okay, so there is, out here where I live in Henderson, there is a couple great restaurants around here that you can go in and enjoy good authentic food. Okay, and still not bury you. Well, there's a steakhouse out here in one of the casinos. For one steak's $400. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. And the reason why they do that is because people can turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I ate there. The steak was great." It was just like a bucket list type of thing to do. But that's not my realm. Not when I can cook it at home. You know what I mean? And
$400. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's like ridiculous how some of the stuff works. And then getting back to the older Now there a lot of people are going and they're going back to old Vegas. They're going back to the older casinos that are still around. Okay, and the restaurants are much better. It's not as commercialized. You got people that have been working in that restaurant for 20, 30 years.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And that's the places that you want to try to seek out.
This Henderson or Vegas?
And all of them, Vegas, old Vegas, and then out here in Henderson also. So I mean, it's there's one or two places that I definitely go to all the time. And anybody that comes out to Vegas, I take them to this Bootleggers, it's called. All right, and that is it used to be downtown. That's one of the oldest restaurants in Las Vegas. Been here since 1949, I believe, 47 or 49. I'm not sure. And then they moved up onto Las Vegas Boulevard into this one building. And they still do some of the old shows, the piano, like a piano type of thing, dinners and stuff. The food's consistent and it's really good. And that's why I go to the place, because you cannot go wrong every time we go there. And I got to be honest with you, Charlie. When I go there, okay, when I go out to dinner, being a retired chef, when I go out to dinner, I get appetizers. That's something you don't make at home all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'll get all the, I'll get the galamon, I'll get, mussels. They have mussels that are like unbelievable. The sauce that they make and everything. And you can tell it's all authentic, my Chianti, me and Marie will have 4 or 5 different appetizers. And it just comes out just as much as a regular dinner. I mean, as far as their prices and stuff. But that's the stuff that I look for, Another place over here called the Tuscany Grill. That's why when you say Tuscany, that place comes up all the time to me. I'll go see. People think that it is Tuscany Steak and Seafood Restaurante, with the Italian flair. All right. Well, people don't realize in Tuscany, that's where most of your beef and your meats are come from.
Wild boar, baby.
Yeah, I mean, all these different dishes. They have a thing over there where I walk in, the guy starts laughing. Here's the keto guy. Okay. They have a nice filet mignon. I get broccoli. I'll get my escargot. All right. A couple glasses of wine, play a little poker here and there. Great food. Can't you just can't go wrong with it. So, you have your couple spots that are good, but I'm excited for you to go over and just mill around a little bit,
Well, yes, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. It's should be a good time all the way around, and I'm glad my youngest can come out. My oldest can't make it, unfortunately, because he's out of leave. But we're gonna go next year. We'll have a more wider European tour in mind. The former mayor of Milwaukee here, a guy named Tom Barrett, is the ambassador to Luxembourg.
Oh, so, okay.
If Democrats win, I'm sure he'll stick around because he loves it. I mean, Luxembourg, there's no wars going on there. They're not
exactly.
So we'll go over and visit him. I've never been to Scotland. And Scotland and the United Kingdom are different from a visa standpoint than the EU countries, because obviously they left the EU, the Brexit. So you can go to what's called Schengen, France, Germany, and anybody in the EU for up to 90 days in a 6-month period.
Okay.
But you could leave, like you could go to Paris for 2 weeks. You can go up to England, London, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and spend a couple weeks there and come back. And the clock starts back in Europe at 2 weeks on the EU. So I'm thinking of doing something. I always wanted to take the channel between London and Paris. So
yeah,
it's just
I just watched the guy. He's called The German in Venice. Okay, obviously he's from German. Guy's maybe middle 50s, kind of goofy, puts up a lot of crazy stuff and everything like that. But he gets into places. He obviously lives in Venice Beach, California. Shows the homeless, shows all this crazy crazy crap that's going on with the crazy people and stuff like that. But then he'll get into other items. But then he goes back home to see mom. Mom's in Germany, so he actually went to the Olympics and stuff like that, but his way. The Eiffel Tower took the, he has the camera going. He's going up in the elevator, and he's hanging on it. Oh, this thing's shaking, crazy. So he seems like a pretty smart guy. I believe he's an artist, that type of stuff. But he gets around pretty good, goes up on the Autobahn and stuff. I wish that he would get in more into, because he does get in with different people talking about different places. I wish he got into some restaurants and stuff. I think that would be a good thing for him. But he has, that every once in a while, I don't watch him all the time, but once in a while he'll pop up on there. But I was watching.
Before you go on, to everybody in the chat, thank you for all your comments and stuff. I can't figure out how to comment, so I'm just going to say thank you and yes to all your questions.
Yeah. Let's see.
Except for send me money now.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for you to go out there and try to relax a little bit too. You know what I mean? That's, people try to cram in, doing this and doing that.
Now, I did that when we went to Italy last year. We had a schedule that was pretty much every day there was something. We'd go to Vesuvius, we went to Pompeii, we went to Capri, we went to the Positano. So there was just in Sorrento, and there was a million things going on. And this time, we've got a couple excursions, and we're going to be there. And we said, "Say, you want to go to Genoa tonight? Yeah, let's do that." You get on the train in a couple hours, then you're in Genoa. So I intend to follow those instructions of enjoying myself.
How what kind of food you looking for? What do you see? The Fat Tom, okay, would probably be hanging out where they make cannolis and and all desserts and stuff. But he can't be there no more. So, like I said, I'm Tuscany. I've watched a lot of different places over there. Steaks are like huge.
Oh, bistecca, yeah. They're mountainous. I do have a fondness for gelato, I will say. And gelato is, I love my ice cream, but gelato is, it's rich when they give you a little cup about this big and a little teeny spoon.
Right. Yeah.
It's I like to try different things. I'm not that there's some creativity with a lot of people. I remember this when we were in Sorrento. The chef changed the menu every night at the hotel we were staying at. So I look at it and said, okay, I'll eat here tonight. It was different. It was interesting. It was all fresh. He made a stuffed roasted red pepper. So roasted the red pepper, stuffed it with pasta, eggplant, mushroom, and olives, and then breadcrumbs on top, and then toasted it.
Yeah,
a little olive oil. And I said, man, first genius, and it was delicious. But there's those dishes like that all over the place, and so that's my. And we'll be by the sea in Viareggio, so a lot of seafood. Just we'll eat well, I'm sure.
Yeah, and see, that's the difference from overseas to here. To here is the way everybody looks at it. Well, I had a eggplant parmigiani over in Louise, and much different over here in the other place. But that's not what it's all about. There's no right or wrong way to make it. Okay. Right. There's certain ways to make it. Certain people do it a different way. Now, me, back in the days when I'm on the line, it used to aggravate the living hell out of me to take a piece of veal, okay, pound it out, okay, egg it, right, flour, egg it again, breadcrumb it, put it into a pan, okay, saute it up, take it out, and pour sauce over the top of it. Why? Why go through the egging and all this other nonsense?
Right.
Okay, because it's going to be like chewing gum. Okay, by the time it gets out to the table, and then taking the way it was being plated, take that and then pile on a bunch of pasta on the side of it, put sauce on that, so you got everything crammed in together on a plate. Like, whoa, that's not the way. You used to go to a little place in Little Italy in New York. You used to go in and you ordered the veal. Okay, veal wasn't done with breadcrumbs. It was done just egg and flour. Okay, double dipped. Okay, nice little crunch on the outside. Nice big plate. Okay, sauce around it. Or he would put the sauce down and put the what do you call it, the veal on top of it. All right, and then no mozzarella cheese or anything like that. It was Parmesan they put on top. That was the cheese. That's the way it's supposed to be. Instead of getting bubble gum, they put 5 pounds of polio on top, and then it's like chewing, pull it out in a long string. Your kids would love it.
Right.
But that's not the way, to me, that's not the way it's done. You know what I mean?
It's simple ingredients, simply prepared, not a lot of preservatives because they're using fresh ingredients. So they're just, and minimal ingredients for most recipes.
That's why I'm more of an appetizer guy when we go out. Marie looks at me.
They're more interesting. There's a creative part of making appetizers. I mean, one of the things that is when we have dinner parties and when we're having people say, well, what do we have for an appetizer? And it makes you be creative because it's not like cheese and crackers. You think of different ways to present interesting food, or at least tasty food. So I think that's small plates, appetizers. I agree, because I eat that way too. Eat a lot of small plates because you don't eat as much, and the cost it's relative. But I'd rather go have something that's tasty and be able to eat all or most of it. I mean, we've gotten to the point, I think you've talked about this too. When we go out, we just get one entree because can't eat two. We split it.
Exactly. And there again, portion sizes too are way too big here for people to even get through. And the doggy bag, bring it home. Well, that's not the whole idea. I mean, I'm going out to a restaurant. If I'm going to spend money on food, I want to enjoy it in the atmosphere where I'm at. Sure. Okay. I don't want to hear a microwave go beep, beep, beep. Your veal Milanese is done. Now it's like chewing bazooka bubble gum, right. Later on at night. So it's a big difference the way it's done. Even here, I'm having a hard time getting decent seafood. Now that's because I'm like 7-8 miles away from the downtown strip area. Okay. From, ground zero. So there are places I can go up in North Vegas and stuff like that where you can go in and get it, but very rarely can I get good fresh fish, obviously, where I'm at in the desert and stuff. So, but the shrimp and this week's collab. Okay, we're in Belize, right? Do you think I could find one Belizean lobster around here? A couple of weeks ago, I went to the store and they did have warm water lobster, spiny lobster.
Right.
I said, you know what? I'm going to come back next week and get that for the club because I'm doing grilled seafood. I went back. No, there they were, Maine lobster tails. Son of a bitch. So you have to get that, and adjust things up a little bit. Right. So that's the only problem out here where on either coast where you're missing getting seafoods and stuff. Nanny Tam, hello, Nanny. How you doing? Hope everything's okay. So, that's the only downfall I have as far as here. And like I buy meat in bulk and stuff like that. So I'm trying. Our earlier conversation as far as I'm going to try to make things a little bit longer on this channel anyway, and I want to take my time as far as. My grandson hit me between the eyes with it. He said, Pop, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to cut that meat. I don't know how to chop up different ways of chopping things up or slicing things or whatever. I said, oh, okay. So we're going to see what happens, with that side of it. So on your journey, are you going to do a lot of filming over there, Charlie, or
No? The only filming I'm going to do for sure is when I either cook at the house with a private chef, or if I can get someone, one of these restaurants in Lucca to get back to me. Of course, I told them I wasn't coming until the middle of September, so they, I still may resend but I don't think so. But I may do go into the market and speaking Italian to
cool.
someone there, just especially in Lucca, because everything's self-contained. It's a lot easier to kind of walk around and do what I want to do. But I'm not going there to shoot videos and stuff. If it happens and it makes sense, I'll do it. If not, then I'm not gonna. I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Me and Marie did a video for Seniors Food and Life, and we were doing. And what happened was I finished. This was for a keto channel, keto video, and I thought I shut the camera off, but I didn't. Okay, and she comes over, and I had put the radio on. And, I put a Sirius XM on, and it was all old music from the 40s, I believe it was. Right, so it was me and my shadow come on. Next thing you know, she starts singing like Edith Bunker. Okay, and I said, "Oh, this is great. I'm going to put this up." Blah blah blah. All right. I got a copyright strike for me and my shadow.
I didn't. I remember the video, but I didn't know that there was a copyright.
You can hear the music in the background faintly, but she's singing, "Man, yeah, like Edith Bunker." I'm like, oh God, my ears.
Well, that happened to me recently. I was with the guy who is the wine producer up in Michigan, and we eating, drinking, and we're sitting there in the wine tasting room of Mobby Wines, and all of a sudden on the loudspeaker, Frank Sinatra comes on. And so again, I just kind of said, Frank's in the building, and just kept eating, which is what I normally do. And so I did the video and put it up, and it said, "Oh, copyright." I said, "Copyright? I didn't put anything." And then it was the Sinatra in the background.
Yep.
So I had to, I edited it out. So it was kind of funny at the time, but
Yeah. You can go to now. YouTube has a new tool. You can go to, if you get a copyright strike, it'll show you up on there, and you click on take the music out. They do it. YouTube does it.
I saw that. Where did I see that? Oh, with the at the DNC, they were doing music for each state, and then but the video, it was, I forget what it was. It was a monotonous, repetitious song. So they were showing the guy doing the DJ doing the video, but the music was music taken out by YouTube for copyright infringement, or not by YouTube, so the copyright infringement. I said, "Oh, interesting."
Yeah, so I mean, I thought for sure. I thought it was going to be because before, if you did that, it wiped out whatever you were saying and everything. I mean, just go blank. So then you would have to go back into you, and then also I had another one. I shouldn't say this on here because I'll get nailed today. But I had one company, lesson learned, okay? I had one company that was free, all right? Free music, download, copyright free, blah, blah, blah. Well, I had it for about 4 months. I didn't see any fine print, okay? All of a sudden, they started wanting, $14.99 a month, okay, for music. I used two songs out of all the songs that they had. And I'm paying like 6 months. I'm saying, this is bullshit. I'm going to take this thing off. 80 of my videos had that song in it. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So I had to go back, okay, and re-up again. And then finally I told Marie, you know what? This is bullcrap. Give me the hit. I'll take the hit. All right. I haven't heard anything yet. Watch today. You know how my luck goes right now. Yeah. Blow me up in a heartbeat.
There's a feature on DaVinci under audio. let me think of the name of it, but it allows you to strip out the noise behind and only keep the speaking part. I forget what it's called. But I've used that in our building when dogs are barking in the middle of videos and the door slams for our community room. But it will just zero in on your voice or whoever's talking, and the background noise is wiped out.
Yeah, it kills the back noise canceling. That's what this microphone is. Because right now, as soon as I set up for this live today, okay, StreamYard went down. My computer decided to reboot, and a backhoe pulled up, and they're stripping grass out of the front of my place here. I mean, so I got all this noise going on. Unbelievable. I mean, you can't make this kind of stuff up. But unbelievable. So, well, who you got? You got somebody coming up this weekend now?
So this will be my last video before I head out. Having a woman named Jasmine Hernandez Fresky, she's a grants director for Bader Foundation, which is a private foundation here in Milwaukee, one of the largest private foundations in the country. She's in charge of their grants, but she's also on this list of the most influential Hispanic leaders in Wisconsin. Young woman, and interesting story. She used to be in banking, and then she morphed into the nonprofit world, and we're making shrimp ceviche.
Ooh, nice.
So, and then after that, I'm into Italy, and I'll be back in October.
Very good, very, very good. So, one more thing before we go, I think we need to do a collab, me and you, when you get back. Maybe we can do something that you can. Maybe you can show me something that you made or found out in Italy. What's
Absolutely.
New?
Yeah, because that happened a couple times that I did make videos based. I think we've talked about this before. I learned that when they make risotto, it's al dente. It's not, it's not soft. There's a little bite to it, and the way they do that is they put in less broth. So you do learn a couple things, especially if you get to talk to the chefs. And I had one thing for you. When are you and Marie going to do another cooking video together?
What?
That seems to have disappeared from Senior's
Yeah,
life.
What happened was when it seemed like whenever we would get ready to do that, we're going to jump back into it. You know what, Charlie? Number one, it was way too hot.
Yeah.
Here, okay. When one morning I got up and I'm saying, Marie, is the air conditioner on or what? She's, yeah, it's running. Holy crap! We have fans all over the place in the house, so it's ceiling fans going.
And you can't turn on the oven because it'll be 150 degrees there.
Yeah. When I looked at what's the temperature in the morning, and I always think somebody's joking with me. Okay. So when I seen it was 118 at 9 o'clock in the morning. What the hell? And that day was actually 121 degrees outside. So just ridiculous. But we are going to work on that. And every time we decided to do it, she was making meatballs. I said, you remind me of your mother right now, because every time we would go there, she was rolling meatballs or something, So yeah, she's going to get into it a little bit more, and I'm just going to do the filming on it.
It's great video. It's just great. It's just the way the interaction, and she's doing such a, and you're saying, hey, you're going to put in the parm now? You got to lead her along with. No. How about what do you got over there?
Well, here's what cracks me up. Her words for things. Okay, go in the drawer and get me the stingy scraper. The frig are you talking about? Okay, the stingy scraper. All right, how much you putting in? A little smidge of this and a little bit of that, and give me the hot stuff. What are you talking about? Hot stuff. Okay. So yeah, it is. And that right there, when we do stuff like that, I very rarely edit it. I just put it up.
Yeah.
And let it roll with that. So yeah, we're going to get back into it again. And I was going to try to do a little bit more like when we go shopping and stuff like that, because that's hysterical also.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pushing the cart and she's way ahead of me, and I'll say, "What's that?" What? Like there's nobody else in the store. You know what I mean? I can't hear you. Well, no crap. You're 4 aisles over from me. You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh my goodness.
So
I didn't think about the heat, but I mean, they're just fun to watch. They're just fun videos.
Yeah, I wanted to do a little bit more. Now, when I'm buying in bulk, and I'm really, really mad that I can't find any lamb. I mean, I can find it, but I just don't have the pocketbook for it. Right. You know, for a 2 pound piece of, they say it's a leg. This thing had to be a midget, because you know it's this big, okay, and they want $65 for it. I just can't see spending that.
Most of they're giggling in the background there.
Yeah, she's a little delayed. She's watching me.
Most of the local grocery stores, so it's a Kroger chain, Metro Market and Pick and Save belong to Kroger. There's no lamb. There's no lamb chop. Well, if there's lamb chops, but there's no ground lamb. There's no lamb shoulder. There's no lamb roast. It's nothing. The lamb chops, mostly because they come in a sealed bag and then they chop them. But you can't get lamb there's one store around that's a good butcher that actually 2 of them, but I can get it there. But you have to go out of your way to say, I'm going to have lamb tonight in it.
Somebody said to me, well, maybe if you find a local farmer. I live in a freaking desert, okay?
Local farmer.
I mean, they're just cattle's just not roaming out there, It's and there again, the prices are I would think doubled because of where we are. You keep it high, so you go to the restaurants or you go downtown or something like that. But back in the day, I used to buy a whole 109 prime rib. Okay,
yeah.
And on the prime rib, you start off with the nice prime part, but the further down the roast you go, it starts getting into where the ribeyes are. And I would buy them and butcher them up, put them in the freezer at home, but you can't even do that anymore. New York strip steak used to be the cheap way out. Not that it was cheap, okay, but it was costly. It was just so anyway. Well, you know what, Charlie, we're coming up on an hour. I really do appreciate you coming on. I know you're a busy man. You got a lot of stuff to do. Get ready for your. Hey, how long is the flight?
Let's see. From here, we fly to Atlanta, and then we leave at 11. And it's like 10 hours, I think, 12 hours. I can't remember. I mean, you go and you wake up in the morning.
They would have to hit me with a horse tranquilizer to put my lights out.
I cannot sleep on planes. I toss and turn, and it's not fun.
I'd be the guy with the duct tape and the handcuffs on me in the corner with some kid kicking my chair.
It's just you just got to get through it. And there's a lot of people that can fall asleep in an instant. I'm not that person. So I'll be fine. But I always enjoy coming on with you and chit chatting about this, that, and the other thing. And tell Marie what was it? She just said? Oh, she just said her story about a woman named Pearl with a pearl-handled gun shooting a guy in the head.
Yeah. Whoa, wait, whoa. Before we get off of here, okay? Next month, guess what? She's been writing every day, so she can't paint too much anymore because arthritis is really bothering and stuff. So we're taking measures with that. But she said to me, "I'm writing a new story." Okay, well, you write every day. She said, "No, this one's a good one." Oh, okay. She said, "You want to hear it?" Yeah, why not? So she sits down with me and she starts going through the story. You know what the story is, Charlie? Who killed Chef Tom? So I'm letting everybody know out in YouTube land, if Chef Tom happens to come missing, okay, look at Mammy Yoakum over here clanging away.
One of the best stories she ever did was the one where she wove all the different YouTube people into it.
Yeah.
The dude, Patrick.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. It was one of the most entertaining stories. That's because, it was. It was
about everybody. I thought it was pretty good too. She now I put her on podcast.
So now that would really work on podcast.
Yeah, so she's, on the YouTube side of it. I'm waiting for them to come back so I can do everything at one shot. You know what I mean? Rather than me going back with Beanbot or whatever that Podbeam is and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait and see what happens with that. But she's so far she's got a ton of them up on there, and that seems to be working. So the whole lot there. All right, buddy, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody in chat. Have a safe weekend. I really do appreciate it. Charlie, please be careful. And look, don't rub it in, all right? About, a little pasta here and there, a little cannoli.
Ciao, arrivederci.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Take care.